the public, and now we have to deal with what comes from Mother Nature. Your safety, your own safety, is dependent on what you do. New Yorkers should now remain indoors and take the following steps. First, move away as far as possible from glass windows. There's a risk that flying debris could break and shatter windows in your home. The risk increases if you live in a high-rise, particularly on the 10th floor or higher. Don't stay on the first floor of your building lobby and stand in a congregated area in a glass-enclosed lobby. Make sure windows and doors leading to the outside are closed. If you have a fireplace in your home, please close the damper, turn off any propane tanks, and move to a room with as few windows as possible and ride out the storm there. Let me summarize very briefly in Spanish. Por favor, ya no salga a las calles, quédanse a sus casas o en los refugios. There's a good example of why we need to heed all your instructions that I want to give you. At about 7 p.m. this evening, the NYPD received a 911 call reporting that two kayakers who had entered the surf off of Staten Island had capsized and were floundering in high seas. Why they were out there, in spite of all the warnings, I don't know, but the fact of the matter is they were there, and the NYPD harbor officers had to put their lives on the line to save these people. They responded and searched the waters and miraculously spotted the two who had been kept afloat for more than half an hour by their life jackets. They were rescued, and I'm happy to say they are okay. When they were brought ashore, the two were given summonses. This was clearly one of those reckless acts that have that also diverted badly needed NYPD resources. So please please exercise good judgment if you're going ahead here. This really is, you're putting your own lives in danger. You're also putting lives in danger of the first responders. And I think this shows just how seriously this storm is, and at this point, people need to stay inside. This is a different message than we tried to give before. The message before was, please leave those dangerous areas, come to the shelters, or go to visit family and friends. The time for that, I think, has passed. Now the time is to focus on what to do where you are, given the weather that is with us today. Now, there's a chance that Con Ed will be forced to shut down parts of the grid if the flooding is severe. I think everyone should be prepared for that possibility when they wake up in the morning. To prepare for that, particularly if you live in high rises where the water is pumped up by pumps that depend upon electricity, it means filling your bathtubs and sinks with water, which you can later use for washing or for flushing toilets. Put together supplies you will need if the power goes out, such as food, drinking water, medicine, and flashlights. If you don't have a flashlight and decide to use candles, please exercise the utmost caution. Candles are a fire hazard and can be knocked over easily. Keep an eye on them and don't leave them unattended. And remember to charge your phones and any of the mobile devices that you may need. If the power goes out, call 311 or text 311 at 311-692, which is, incidentally, NYC 311 NYC, and that will help us identify the areas that are without power. 311 is where you should go. 911 should be used only for emergencies. If it's not an emergency, please do not tie up the 911 services. The 911 services are for the most important life-threatening emergencies. And once again, for updates throughout the storm, you can visit nyc.gov or follow at NYC Mayor's Office or NYC or at Notify NYC on Twitter. Now, New York is the greatest city in the world, and we will weather this storm. I don't think it matters if you're in a shelter tonight or in your home or staying with friends or family. We are all together in this. And I did want to thank all of the volunteers who came out tonight to help their fellow New Yorkers, particularly the volunteers who are staffing the evacuation centers. And I'm especially grateful to our fire, police, first responders, and other city employees who have given their all. And a big thanks to the taxi drivers, livery drivers, bus companies, and others who answered our call and helped transport some of our most vulnerable neighbors to safety. As we've seen so many times before, this emergency is really bringing out the best in New Yorkers. So have a safe night. Look out for one another, and we will update you again tomorrow morning. The bottom line is the storm is now finally hitting New York City. The winds will increase, the rain will increase, and the tidal surge will increase, particularly in the morning. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, whatever the conditions are, please stay inside. Too many things blow around, whether it's tree limbs coming down or porch furniture being blown away. It's just not safe to be outside. It's cute to say I was outside during the storm, but you're much better off staying inside and looking out. We will talk to you again tomorrow morning. We'll update you at that point in time. But I think what's really important here is that we understand nature is a lot stronger than the rest of us. We'll be happy to take a question or two. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, why wasn't Rikers Island evacuated?
There's no reason to evacuate Rikers Island. It is higher than the Zone A areas, and it's perfectly safe. Yes?
Specific fire dangers, concerns?
Well, candles, for example, present a great danger. People like candles. The windows are open, the wind blows the curtain catches on fire. That's what we worry about more than anything. That and the fact that in certain areas we're not sure if there's enough tidal surge and the bridges are closed that we can get fire equipment to you. That's one of the reasons to evacuate all of the Rockaways. Yes, sir.
I was wondering if the city is sure that everyone has been evacuated from the subway and there aren't any...
We're not 100% sure. We've done the best job we can. Keep in mind,
Okay, I think we'll leave that there. That's New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg giving a press conference on Hurricane Irene. Lots of practical advice he was giving to New Yorkers there, but his main message, he said the time for evacuation is now over. Go inside, stay inside until the hurricane is over. Much more on this story coming up through the next few hours. Now it's time